Okay, for today's video blog, I'm doing something that I hesitated to do just a little bit, but it's because I wanted to show you how easy it is to do just a low maintenance makeup routine start to finish, and for that reason I took it all off. Now you normally don't see me without makeup, but there's no way that I can tell you how to do it without showing you how to do it. So normally for me this is something that I would maybe do on a Sunday when I don't feel like spending a lot of time. I also get up for work at 3:30 in the morning, so there are just days where I don't want to put in that much effort. So once you get this mastered, I would say it'll take maybe 5 or 10 minutes. It'll take me a little bit longer to explain it to you because I am going to show you step by step, but this should cover everything from foundation right through mascara. So I'm going to start with the very first step I always do, which is to put on a primer. A primer is going to hold your makeup on longer. It makes the coverage nicer. Primers come in different types. Now they can be to give you a smoother finish. They can also be to kind of help with fine lines, or if you have larger pores, it can help with that too. The one that I like is the Revlon Photo Ready Primer, and this one is a color correcting primer. Now I know a lot of women have issues with their skin. I do too. I always get compliments on how nice my skin is. It's smoke and mirrors because I wear foundation and cover up every single day. You can see by looking, I have dark circles under my eyes and a little bit of bags, and I have marks from where, I've had acne from time to time, or I have sunspots, things like that. Kind of unavoidable over time. I don't really know anybody who doesn't have some kind of mark on their face, from something, whether it was teenage acne, or a lot of women get what they call, I think it's a pregnancy mask, which is markings that almost look like sun damage, but it happens a lot when you're pregnant. It's a hormonal thing. So the first thing I'm going to do is put the primer all over my face, just like I would moisturizer. I'm just going to blend that all in. And then the next thing I'm going to do is put on foundation. Now I know I just use my hands for primer, but normally I would say don't use your hands for your makeup if you can avoid doing so. And that's because you spread bacteria. And the last thing you want to do is spread bacteria to your face, which is some place that can be easily affected by that. So what I normally do is I put foundation on the back of my hand, and I use a foundation brush. And with the foundation brush, I always start in the center of my face and I work my way out. Now, people get a little surprised about using a brush with foundation. If you use a foundation and a brush, do not use your brush for anything else. You don't want to use it for a powder because you don't want to use two different types of products like that, because it'll make the brush, the condition of it, not last very long. So what you want to do is you start in the center and just work your way out. And you just kind of buff it and blend it in. And what it's also going to do is it's not going to use as much. You'll get a nicer finish. And again, you're not using your hands to possibly spread any kind of bacteria or anything like that across your skin. I have really sensitive skin, so I try to be really careful with how much I touch my face. So just kind of working my way out from my nose and just blending. And you don't want to look like you're wearing a mask. I think that's the biggest thing when women tend to put foundation on, is they're afraid that they're going to end up looking like they're wearing a mask. So one of the things you need to do is kind of blend a little bit around your hairline and come down your neck a little bit. If you blend down your neck, the color is going to be a little bit more seamless, and you can kind of just make it look more even. Okay, so foundation is done. Now if you're really lucky and you don't have under eye circles or blemishes or anything like that, you don't have to do concealer. I happen to need a little bit of concealer. Garnier is one of my favorite products, and one of the things you can use is this Skin Renew Anti-Dark Circle Roller. Now it's tinted like a foundation would be. It's going to help to get rid of that dark under eye circle that maybe you have a little bit of a problem with, but it also works great to kind of cover it up a little bit too. So I'm just going to dab that under my eyes. And I'm going to take the foundation brush and just kind of do this. Just blend it in really lightly because it's under your eyes, so you want to be really careful not to be too rough with that skin under your eyes. The next thing I'm going to do is to use a little bit of concealer. I put concealer on with a brush, and the one that I like in particular that is something you can get from the drugstore, of course, it's Revlon. It's a great product, and it's the Photo Ready Concealer. So I'm going to take the little brush and just dab it on the few places that I have a couple of little imperfections. Sounds so much nicer than saying acne marks or sunspots. So it's like imperfections. So just a couple of little spots here and there. That's all of them. Okay, and then I do actually use my fingers with concealer because it warms up a little bit. It makes it so it's not so thick because you don't want it to look cakey. And that's the thing to be careful with when you're looking at foundations and concealers. If they have a lot of fillers or if they have talc in them, they can get a little bit cakey. So you do want to kind of look at the ingredients in your products. Some people like powder. I'm not a huge fan of powder. Sometimes it's nice to use. I feel like the older I get, the less I like powder because it settles into fine lines in your face, and the last thing that you want is to exaggerate that. So I've done the primer and the foundation, now the concealer. So I've got the base of my face done. So then the next thing I'm going to do is my eyebrows. I do my eyebrows all the time. Eyebrows are really important. They really shape your face and they show off your eyes too. So a lot of women don't tweeze their eyebrows or they don't shape them, and it's such a huge difference if you do that. So I use a little bit of eyeshadow to do mine, and I use an angled brush and I just kind of fill it in a little bit. One of the other reasons that I do my eyebrows is because I color my hair. Now, I am not a natural redhead, in case you were wondering. I happen to have mousy brown hair is probably the best way. It's been so long since I've seen my natural hair color. Your guess is as good as mine. But it is a shade of brown of some sort. So I tend to use a little bit of a reddish brown and just kind of fill them in. And see the difference? It's such a sharper line, and it really does just kind of open your eyes up a little bit. So the eyebrows are done. If you want to, you can always set them too. I use like a clear gel that you can use as clear mascara, or you can use it to set your eyebrows. So I'm just going to use this brush and just kind of go along the shape of my eyebrow and just kind of make it have a nice arch. So the next thing I'm going to do is my eyeshadow. Now, eyeshadow can be a little bit overwhelming when you go shopping for it because there's so many different colors and palettes and combinations, and maybe you're not sure what to use. I say go neutral. If this is your everyday look, start out neutral, and then once you really get the hang of it, then maybe switch up your colors a little bit. So I'm talking tans, browns, taupes, maybe even grays. In the summertime, I tend to do golds and bronze colors and things like that because I have more of a tan, so I feel like it's more appropriate. So what I'm going to do is choose two colors to do my eyeshadow in. Now the first color is going to be the color that I go from lash line to eyebrow with. That's going to be the lighter color out of the two that I choose. So I'm going to choose this color right here. It's kind of a bone vanilla color. And this comes out of a palette that I absolutely love. And what I love about it more than the fact that it has beautiful colors is that it was $6. The brand is ELF, or ELF, which stands for Eyes, Lips, Face. You can get that product at Target, and I really think that it's a great product for the price, especially if you are new to owning makeup and you just want to kind of try things out. Don't spend a fortune when you first start, because what if you don't like it? You don't feel bad if you only spent a few dollars on it. So I'm going to take that lighter color and I'm going to go from lash all the way up to my eyebrow. So there is the all over color. The next thing I'm going to do is pick another neutral tone that's going to go from lash line to the crease. And you notice that I used a larger brush when I did from the lash line to the eyebrow. So the next one that I use is going to be a little bit smaller. That's just going to fill in the space from here to here, so I don't really need a big brush. So the next color that I'm going to pick is this brown kind of light suede color. And what I always do, you'll see me do this when I do my eye makeup, I hold the corner of my eye out so that I get a nice flat working surface, and I can kind of just do small strokes and just kind of really blend it all in from the corner of my eye all the way out. So I'm just trying to make sure that I get a nice color on there. Now I used a primer on my entire face and then I put my foundation on. A lot of times, especially if I'm trying to do an eye color that's a little bit more vibrant, or if I'm going to be needing my makeup to stay on for a long period of time, I'll use an eyeshadow primer. And that's what it does. It holds your eyeshadow better, and it also makes the pigment more vivid. And basically it's just in a little tube, you just put it all over your skin on your eyelid, and then you put your eye makeup on, and it really does help it to stay on better. So I have the vanilla color here, and then the more kind of brown suede color there. The next thing I do is eyeliner. Now, I don't always use an eyeliner pencil. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll take this angled brush and I'll pick a color of eyeshadow that's one shade darker than the color I did here, and just work it into my lash. So for today, that's going to be this one right here. It's kind of a chocolatey brown, and I'm just going to work that into my lash line with this little angled brush. And really, I promise you, once you get the hang of this, 10 minutes tops. And I think all of us, for the most part, can find 10 minutes. Okay. I personally like eyeliner. I wear it almost every single day. But if I don't want that harsh look, the powder is such a great option. And I'm just going to fill in a little bit around my bottom lash line, because when I do my eye makeup and I want something that's more simple, I tend to not put mascara on top and on bottom, just because I think it's a little bit harsher looking than I would want for an everyday look. Try not to get your eyeshadow brush into your eye. It really doesn't feel very good. So I'm going to stop with my eyes just for a second because I want to go to highlighting. That's this right here. You're going to see I'm going to put a stripe down my nose, on top of my temples, and what that does is it highlights your bone structure. So then I'm just going to take the foundation brush, because again, it's the same consistency as your foundation, so it's okay to mix the two. You just don't want to use a powder with the liquid foundation on the brush. So I'm just going to kind of brush it in. And that's just going to kind of highlight my cheekbones. Just do that, just to make sure my eyes are all set. I don't need to do anything else once I've highlighted right there. It's kind of why I stop and do that. The evil eyelash curler. Don't be scared of it. So many women are scared of an eyelash curler, and I promise you, this should be one of the best tools that you use when you do your makeup. It opens up your eyes so much, and one of the tricks with an eyelash curler is if you heat it, it works a lot better. Think of a curling iron. That curls your hair so much better than if you use something that doesn't have that heat. So what you can do is you can take a blow dryer to it for like 10 seconds or run it under hot water. Touch your finger to it though. You don't want to burn the delicate skin of your eye. If you can touch it and it's not that hot, you're all set. Here's the trick. Rest the top of the eyelash curler on your eyelid and just kind of wiggle your eyelashes in. And then I pump at the bottom and move it up a little bit, and then I pump halfway to curl it. See the difference? I'm going to do this one. At the bottom, just a couple pumps, move it up a little bit. So much more open now. So then I'm going to put mascara on. So I'm going to just do this. And it's so funny too, whenever you watch women put mascara on, the mouth opens. I don't know what the reasoning is, but it's just a reflex. It's really hard to put mascara on and keep your mouth shut. Okay. So there is that little trick. Now I'll tell you this much. These long eyelashes, so not my own. I wear fake eyelashes almost every single day. So I will do a video showing you how to put on fake eyelashes, because that is hands down the most asked about beauty trick that I do is fake eyelashes. They look a little scary when you have never used them before. I promise you they're really easy to do. It just takes a little bit of practice. So that is all done. Cheeks are done. I might, if I'm feeling like there's not a lot of color to my face, I might add a little bit of blush. If you do that, the old smile while you put your, put it on, you put on apples. I don't put blush on the apples of my cheeks. Personally, for me, because my cheekbones are so high, if I do that when I smile, I feel like they end up down here and that's not where I want the color to be. I want it up on my cheekbones, so I am going to smile, but I'm going to go more towards my temples when I do it. Okay. And then last but not least, lips. Now, if you are not a lipstick wearer, I'm trying to find the right one. This is normally the color I use because it's closer to the color of my lip. This is a little bit more of a nude color. I'll go with the nude today, but normally I would do a little bit more color on my lips. So I just start from the corners on the bottom and work my way in, and then just kind of fill it in. Short little strokes. If you are using a darker color and you want it to be more subtle, do little strokes and not such a harsh line. On my top lip, I start in the center and work my way out. This is such a nude color. You almost don't even see it on my lips. And I just, which is really attractive, I'm sure, wrap my lips around my teeth to give it a smooth surface. It's the same type of thing as pulling the eyelid to fill it in. It gives you a flatter surface. Hug your lips around your teeth, gives you a flatter surface. And then I just finish it off with a nude lipstick color. So that's it. I promise you, it might have seemed like that was a lot, but once you get the hang of it and you do it, it really shouldn't take you more than 5 to 10 minutes to get this look accomplished. Now, don't be afraid of it. Makeup should not be a daunting task. You really should have fun with it. So start off safe, start off with neutral colors, and kind of work your way up. I promise you, once you get the hang of it, you'll become a little bit more daring. And what's the worst case scenario? Sit down and try it out. If you don't like it, take a makeup wipe, wipe it all off and start again, or maybe give it a shot another day. Makeup should not be daunting. You should be having fun with this. It's supposed to make you feel good about yourself, and it should be easy. I promise I will teach you all of the tricks that I know, and I'll help you anytime you need it. If you ever have questions, you can always go to my Facebook page, Making a Beauty Call, and check out everything I have to offer on the Facebook page. You can send me a private message if you have questions. Don't forget to read my blog. It's makingabeautycall.blogspot.com, and I also have email. You'll find that on there as well. Feel free to ask me anything that you want to. I will try my best to help you and get back to you as soon as I can. So this is my low maintenance, kind of easy. I call it my Sunday makeup because it's when I don't feel like putting a lot of effort into it. So I hope that you learned something and that you go out and maybe pick up some new products and give it a try. Let me know how it goes. I can't wait to hear about it, and have a great night. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.